Hey everybody, I'm Mac here doing some more functions versus non-functions and some domain and range information. So we're going to look at numbers or letter C, and we do see a vertical line. So right off the bat, because it's a vertical line, it doesn't pass the vertical line test. So it is not a function. And again, what it means for not having a function is that we have x and it has multiple outputs. So every x that you have on this graph has different y outputs. So we can't have that happen. So this is not a function. So we'll start there. And then the second thing I see is two open circles. So when I'm looking at this, my x values are not changing. They're the same the entire time that you have this. So if I look at where the x would be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the negatives. So my x value is a -5. So when I'm looking at this right here, you can see that I would write this as x equals -5. For the domain, you can see that it is not a function. And then we're gonna look at those y values. So we start from lowest to highest. The lowest value that we have is a -2, but it's an open circle, which means it doesn't include -2. So it's just gonna be above that. And then it goes up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does not include 6. So you would have an inequality statement that looks like this one, starting at -2, but cannot equal it, or y in the center, and up to 6, but not including 6. So C would be the correct answer for this one. And then we're going to take a look at the one below it. As you can see, this one has an arrow on the end of it. So it has one starting point, but it does not have an ending point. So when we're looking at these, we are going to go ahead and see that this is a flat line. That means that the x's are all different, but they all have the same y output. That's okay. You can do that. That does constitute as a function. So this is a function. And then we have, as far as the x coordinates go, we start at 0, but it doesn't include 0 because there's an open circle right there. And then this goes into infinity forever and ever and ever because there's nothing stopping it. So when I'm looking at this, we write that right here as x can be greater than 0. Again, it's not equal to 0 because it's an open circle. And then when we look at the y values, as you can see, it's up at a +4. So that means that my y values are all equal to 4. So we write y is equal to 4 right here. So this is the one that matches this particular graph, which is graph F. And then we're going to move on to one more below. You can see a linear absolute value problem. And again, looking at that, all of the x's have different y values for them. So that is a function. And when we do this, it's got another open circles on both of those. So we look at the x coordinates that they range from, and this is -1, 2, 3. So it starts at -3. It does not include -3. And it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a +4, but it does not include a +4. So when I'm looking at I'm looking at that it is a function. It starts at -3, does not include it. There's no line underneath that inequality symbol, and it goes up to 4, but does not include 4. And then when we look at the y values, it does have a closed circle here and 0, 0. So my lowest point is 0. But it goes up as far as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it caps off, stops at 5. So then we end up with it including 0, and then it goes up to 5. And as you can see, again with this one, I actually should not have a line underneath this, but it does because that is an open circle. But this is the correct one right here. So this is I. And if you want more questions like this, you can find them on my YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. YouWantAlgebra, find these under the functions section.